Dixon. This is the schedule starting at 7:50. Dixon, look, I got a spectator.
Thank you. Thank you. Did you do your thing?
Can you just read the sign? Oh, that's
You think this guy's a maxed out Town Hall 112?
No, I thought I did. Thank you so much. I thought I could scan it, but
Do you want to say a joke?
Yeah, of course. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry.
Use is valid. Take home ones. Like the take home ones. Those ones good for a show. Is that a fucking skin on it? Yeah. Oh. You put that on? Yeah, a while back. Because I had one for my camera too. Yeah. It was for both of them. But now I only because it's gonna get.
Thanks so much. Very good, thanks, are you? So the ticket is here. And then I'm gonna need to see your proof of address. And then we do require you wear mask.
Where's your injection spot?
Can you check the sign here to say that you're read? You're doing good. I need to see proof of vaccination. Good, you're all good.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
Wakes up in the morning. His room just.
She happened, something happened, but she's not coming. And Chris has with her sister from town. First person. Can you see my receipt or the sheet?
Oh yeah, I need to. Welcome. I'll hand you a schedule. Oh, there you go.
We already got it. Cool.
Am I good to go?
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much.
I just need to see your proof of vaccination.
Do your U-check.
What if I have no glow? What if I'm like a stick?
Like sight.
You guys too, everyone. You guys good?
Can I bounce out?
Another one. Another one? Yeah.
Oh, no masks. Huh? Oh.
How are you guys doing today? Woo! excited to see the movie? Yeah! Well, my name is Caroline, and I'll be your MC this evening. A couple of things about my experience with the film is I was able to be a part of the first couple of days of shooting, and it's been an insane journey since then. This movie has gone through so many obstacles like COVID, finding the perfect location on campus, but it has been a great privilege to be able to see the progression of this movie and become what it is today. To go over the events of the evening, before the screening, our wonderful director Dixon will say a couple of words. Screening, we do ask if anyone from the audience can say 2 words to describe the film. This could be how you experienced it or what you feel about anything like that. After that, we're just gonna have the cast and crew Q&A, and we will end the night with a reception in the lobby. Enjoy. Oh, and without further ado, our wonderful, wonderful director, Dixon.
Anytime now. Sometimes I put myself in different scenarios and wonder how my life will play out. I wonder if I am truly living. I wonder if I am making the right decisions. I think about my mistakes. How do I prevent the bad consequences? But I can't prevent what I don't yet know. But I can decide my actions. I have options. But I gotta choose the right option to reduce chances of the bad consequences. But I can't prevent what I don't yet know. So I act anyway. Believing with conviction that I am inventing the best nonfiction. For me, it has to be. Most of you here are here because you were involved in the film one way or the other. Others are here just out of pure curiosity and support. Thank you. Thank you all for being here today. And it means a lot to me and everybody else that worked on this film. Tonight is a night that I will never forget, and I am happy to have you all here for these moments. This movie literally 2.5 years it took to get it off the ground. And, you know, it was like, make me. But I was like, no. Like, school, work, like, pandemic, like this, that. But then at some point, I surrendered to the story and what it was trying to express, and through me and the rest of the cast and crew. And at that point, nothing was gonna stand in my way. I had to make this film, and I could go into detail about how, you know, what the film is about, you know, what themes and all these things, but I think you reserve the privilege to make that out for yourselves. So I will leave you with this one quote by Marina Abramovich. Art is not just about another beautiful painting that matches your dining room floor. Art has to be disturbing. Art has to ask a question. And art has to predict the future. Thank you.
It feels just like I'm losing my mind. Trying to face it, trying to fight it. I'm just wasting time. But now I'm lost and it's over my head. Looking for the signs, but there's one too many. Scared and scary, running back. I know. It's meant to
movie made me feel things. Wow. Absolutely incredible. As I stated earlier, we do ask audience members to say 2 things about the movie that they would like to share. So if anyone wants to volunteer. 2 things. Any 2 things. How you felt, you know. Yes. Wonderful.
Heart-wrenching, relatable. Yeah.
Yes, I do agree.
I think it was a really relatable portrayal of what it's like to actually come up for someone who's in like the music industry especially. It's kind of, I think representation is the wrong word, but there's a lot of people that are
Very inspiring and heartwarming.
I agree with that as well. Beautiful.
I can just yell it.
Okay.
Follow dreams.
Yes. Woo! Changes.
Honestly, I think it was really good. It kind of showcased what it meant to chase your dreams, because we live in a capitalist society. Everyone's so focused on money, but they kind of lose their purpose in a sense. And I think it's more brave to chase your dreams, die chasing your dreams, die chasing your purpose, rather than die for money.
For sure. That's absolutely beautiful.
Born for the camera and great voice.
Yeah!
That's actually his.
Oh my god! Stand up, stand up. Do you want to sing live? Anyone else like to share? Florence, yes?
It makes people feel like they're not alone and having the same feeling.
For sure. Well, I think that's it. Thank you guys. Oh, yes.
Well, I'll add to I think as his classmate, I know how committed Dixon is to academics with his philosophy major and his artistry with his drama major, and it can be a real ordeal to balance those in tandem. So I feel this film speaks to being artistic here at U of T.
For sure. Yes. So now I think we're just gonna move on to the Q&A of the cast and crew.
Yeah, so Kiara,
Woo!
Jordan, Steve, Ian. Yeah, I think that's everyone. Not everyone was able to make it. Our production designer is actually in the West Coast doing theater, so this is just everyone that is able to make it. Hi. So we're just opening the floor for any questions you have about the production process, anything at all, questions, comments, anything really. These guys were actually there. Well, Jordan and Kiara and maybe you, as you guys saw, were some of the actors, and then Steven and Ian, editor and post-production sound. So anything you guys have, you should over.
You said there was a lot of difficulties while making the film. What was one of them, and how did you overcome it?
For starters, the pandemic. Yeah, we tried shooting last year, and things got shut down, and then we couldn't find locations, and I think. It was just a story that kept me going, I think, because there were times where it seemed reasonable to just be whatever, onto other things. And I'd say it was a story, what it meant to me, what it meant to people that I knew, what it meant to all of us here. in some capacity that kept me going. And I think another challenge was during production days. It was hard because again we were working on low budget and time was just on a crunch. So it was against sticking to everything else we had planned and the story that kept us going. Thank you.
Nice work. I just want to say a really awesome film. And a question that I had is about your distribution plan.
Sorry?
It's about your distribution. So how, now that this film is finished, what are you planning in terms of like film festivals? Have you submitted this anywhere? And how else do you plan to kind of continue to grow the film now that you're more in like the post-production stage?
We're still working, that's still under construction right now. We're still, putting things together. But yes, we have submitted to a few festivals. And yeah, like this was a private thing. It was just people that I knew and people that I've heard of, people that were in the film that were able to come. So we're still working on that. And yes, we are looking into festivals and stuff. Thank you.
I was gonna ask, what are some things that you learned from this experience that's gonna contribute to you as a future director, future actor? And what was your best memory?
Best memory?
Yeah, so those two
Yeah, that's a good question. My best memory would be during production, yeah?
During production, during this whole process.
All of them? I'd say being in the editing room with Ian. It was very tedious, but I think looking at all the footages and it's one thing to work on it during production and pre-production, but then when you get into the editing room, you know what I mean? It's another story, and so I think that was a very fun process and I learned a lot during that time. And in terms of, what was your second question?
What did you learn from this experience that's going to better you as a future director or actor?
The story comes first. And guys, please, you can ask maybe you and everybody else here who worked on the film, please. They have a lot to say because they were in it just as much as me, please.
So I have a question for Ian and the guy beside you. Yeah,
Steven.
You did the sound.
Okay, so post-production, how was it working with Dixon? I know he can be very, very set on his vision of how he wants a certain project to go from experience. I've worked with him, so I just wanted to know how was it in that post-production room in terms of atmosphere, environment, working with him? Was there any friction or anything like that?
Well, I mean, for me, Steve can speak for himself, but for me, it was really good to work with Dixon. Dixon is a perfectionist, and that's a good thing to a point. And then you kind of got to push back on it and go, okay, at this point, we're not making the project any better. This is as good as it gets, and he has a hard time when he gets there, kind of just accepting that he's hit that point. And talked about the law of diminishing returns, where the more you put, when you get close to perfection, the closer you get, the more work it takes to make progress. So there comes a point where it's just not worth it. But that being said, he was capable of seeing that, which was good. And for me, it was okay, so you wrote this song and you don't have any kind of education in music, and you wrote this script, and you don't. Do you have any training as a writer? No. And so it just and you didn't, like, you have your drama stuff, but you didn't really have that much in film, did you? No. So all those things considered, the thing that I was really surprised at was just how much natural talent that you have, right?
Thank you.
And I was really glad to have the opportunity to work with you, because I think it was really remarkable what you did. I think you did a really fantastic job. It was very rewarding working with Dixon, for sure. And I think you know, we both learned some stuff. Like, maybe you learned more than me.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, it was good.
Oh, thanks. Hello.
Hi.
This is Bob. First of all, congratulations. This is phenomenal. I'm really proud to say that I'm your classmate, your friend, and your brother. We have done a lot of auditioning, you know, behind your camera, you know, getting prompts from you and giving prompts. This is beautiful. I'm really happy for you, Dixon, and everybody involved in the film. I know it's such a blessing to just work with people who are really passionate about what they do. I have a question in regards to the acting aspect of the film, because I know you're an actor and, you know, I'm also an actor. I'm really curious to see how did you communicate with your actors? And this is also a question for the actors as well. How was the director's approach towards you developing and discovering the characters? Thank you.
Start this one off.
I think we started with just like a lot of conversations, and a lot of you had said that this was something you had experienced as artists, like feeling like there's a lot of people doubting you. So we just had a lot of conversations about that and how it feels, and then how this character, for both of us, have support systems and what they look like and how we relate to those. And it just, there's a lot of talks, and I think that really helped me figure out Sarah and my own experiences too as an artist. So, yeah.
Thank you.
For me, it's just watch a lot of Dr. Dre, because I'm he's a producer. So I was trying to give him like a pep talk, like, come on, buddy, you know, go sport. That's all.
I wasn't acting, but I mean, as assistant director, you're almost like a stage manager for those who perform on stage. It's like you have to know how to manage everyone and work with everyone. And it's a difficult job. Like I was telling Kate, and you pretty much get hated on all the time because it's not from Dixon, it's from crew. So but you know, it's a good skill to have, and I'm very honored to have. You know, when Dixon reached out to me, I had no filming experience. I was like, why? But you know, I'm so happy that he brought me onto this project. That I learned so much about film and just behind the scenes and what you do, and you know, to feel the passion for it from Dixon is a very rewarding experience.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations again, bro. It's really fascinating to see the growth in you from like when I've known you 4 years ago and now. It's really good. I was gonna ask you about like how you went about finding your cast and crew. You know, like what made you pick the people that you picked to be a part of this team with you. This experience.
Cool. So for her, we went to school together. We've taken classes. Like I've known her since first year. Jordan, class, and then the DP. I was meant to work with this other DP, and then he wasn't able to make it, and then he recommended the other DP that I ended up working with. But most of the people that ended up coming on were people that I already knew or worked with, just like Jordan and him I went to high school with.
Go Laurier!
Go Laurier! And yeah, like even like, you know, Yusuf, the voice that you hear at the back, you know, I already knew him. Like it was people that I already knew. And then for other, like there were other crew members that just got brought onto the project because they were associated with someone else.
You went to class with them too?
No, I didn't go to class with these guys.
How did you find me?
I found him on I think on a Google search, to be honest. Yeah.
Because I have good Google statistics.
Mm-hmm.
And then I recommended Steve.
Yeah, and then he recommended Steve to me when we were looking for post-audio sound.
Yeah.
And he told me good things about him, so I was like, okay, yeah, let's...
We were pretty concerned about the sound.
Yeah, we were.
And I figured you probably needed Steve.
Yeah, Steve, thank you so much. Steve did great work. Thank you.
You said that you knew them from class and everything, so that still begs the question, like, why them? You know what I mean? Like, why did you choose these guys to be the people that you do your first?
She understood. She understood. She understood, and he understood as well. He understood as well. Literally, most of these people understood what I meant, and not just on a, okay, this is a script, this is what's going on. It was on a deeper level. It was on a more raw level, and that really helped in a lot of ways.
I have a question for Yusuf. Are you dropping the track?
It was just for Dixon, you know, I did a favor for him.
It was great.
Yeah,
It was great, yeah.
Amazing job. As your classmate, I'm so proud of what you've accomplished, especially considering that you don't have any film directorial experience. You did so amazing. Congratulations to the cast and crew. Wonderful job. I have another question for Dixon. Sorry, Dixon. I was wondering what it was like juggling the roles of being a director and then the star of this show. I'm so used to theater. Film. What was the hardest part of going back between directing and then, being an actor in this?
That's a good question. It was challenging. It was, because it's one thing to, focus on acting and just stick to that, but it's another thing to be responsible for everybody in the entire story, and it was a big responsibility, and it was hard, but again, the story, and we did a lot of prep work before that really helped, and that was my saving grace. I mean, at some point we threw out the shot list because we just had to make sure that we were getting the essential parts of the story. But I'd say again, it was a story and trying to stick to what we were going for the end goal, and I mean, if I yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Dixon,
Yes.
Bravo. I can't say I'm surprised, actually, by any of it, because you've always been such a talent. And to everybody, all of your mates and everybody who contributed to it, well done, all of you. And Eric and Stephen, well done, you guys, because I think, if I may, our generation really needs to be able to pitch in and bring the next generation into the limelight, and I'm so pleased that you did that for these wonderful people.
Mentorship is
Hey, it's me again, sorry. One last question. I'm just out of curiosity, and I hope the question doesn't get misinterpreted, but once you were writing the script, was you writing it specifically for you to do it, or later on you discovered that, okay, hold up, I can't really do the character?
Okay, so at first it was I was having conversations with the actors, Kiara, Nibiyu, and I wanted to just direct. I wanted to just be behind the camera. No, at first it was, it'll be so cool to write something and be in it at the same time. But then halfway I realized that is a lot of work, and no. And then I casted this other actor. He's not here right now. To be the main guy, Mike, because I realized it was a lot of work to do both at the same time. So I took a step back, but then due to schedule conflicts, he wasn't able to do it. And then I realized, okay, well, I love acting and I wrote the character, so why not? You know?
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just, this might be a stupid question, but I was just wondering, so like you said it took you like 2 years to kind of like get everything off the ground and like the whole project and stuff. I was just wondering if there was ever a moment like throughout the entire process where you kind of just like sat back and was like, yo, like shit's happening, you know? Or, you know, like the defining moment where you were like everything's kind of like coming together, you know?
First day.
First day? All right, word.
First day.
Hi, so my question's for Kiara. Lovely performance. Absolutely loved it. I think you embodied your character great. I guess my question is, did you face any challenges while you were kind of going through the process of the script and, you know, getting on the camera? And my second part of the question is, do you have any advice for little newbies now that you are in a full-on production?
Thank you. I definitely struggled because I think this character was quite similar to me and a lot of the feelings I have working through school and theater and having friends that are acting as well. And so it's like it's sometimes hard when it's like, this is me, because Sarah's not. So I've definitely struggled with that, but then also just having conversations with Dixon about where we were going with it and why and who she is, like, helped me so much. So I'd say advice for new actors is utilize the people around you, the people who know better, the people who are figuring it out with you as you go. Like, you can't ask enough questions and have great mentors to help you. Just take advantage of the people around you.
A question for Dixon. Was there an initial moment of inspiration that sparked this whole idea for the movie, or was it kind of just gradual?
Gradual for sure. Gradual. I had different conversations. I had conversations with Kiara, I had conversations with you, I had conversations with Chauncey, like I had conversations with myself, I observed, I felt, so like it was a very gradual thing. Like it wasn't just one moment where it was like, okay, here it is. It was like a gradual thing that just sort of built up to where it got to.
Hi, for my next question, this is for Dixon and Jordan. Now that you guys have worked together on directing a film, do you think you'd work together again? And what was the point kind of when you were working together that you just felt that there was like a state of flow, that you guys were really like working well, whether it was a day on set or maybe in pre-planning? But yeah, have you guys talked about doing another project afterwards as well?
I mean, I wasn't co-directing, so it was more of an assistant role. I mean, I do enjoy working with Dixon, and it's a pleasure to work with him. He's like Ian said, a perfectionist, so sometimes we do butt heads, but it's not a bad thing. I think, you know, it's because of the fact that he's a perfectionist that he pushes me as well to be more precise, to be more perfect, not perfect, but like to better of my judgment in terms of like the project. But I don't know, working together in another film?
Should we?
Why not? Yeah, no, but I was wondering for your second question about if there was one day, it was it the second day at?
Was it?
We were filming the registered office seat.
Oh, yeah, it was the first day.
Was it first day or second day? I don't remember.
Second
day. We really felt the flow because we were, I mean, I don't know if you remember this, but there was a moment where we couldn't figure out how did we get this shot, and I don't remember specifically what I said, but we did something and we figured it out, and that was like the moment of like, wow, like this is how we could do it instead, and it would make everything so much better and smoother. But yeah, that was a moment for me. I don't know about you. And also all the discussions we had at the park about the project. It was like me understanding the whole project and understanding the script and understanding where you're coming from. That was nice to hear from you.
Yeah, thank you. I think it was for me as well. It was the second day because at that point, the first day was a mess. Like some of the extras can probably attest to that. Like I was running around like a mad dog.
People were getting mad at me.
Yeah, people were like screaming at him. Like it was just something else. But yeah, the second day we're like, okay, like we'll try to, stay 2 steps ahead and whatnot. Yeah. That answers your question.
I have a question.
You have a question?
For you and Sarah, which is I want to know what, because I asked Dixon this when we were in the edit room and he wouldn't give me an answer, or not a clear one anyway, which was what is the subtext between your characters? Like your friends, but like what kind of friends are your characters?
We went a little back and forth about whether they were friends or maybe something more, and we kind of decided at the end that my character Sarah wanted them to be something more, but that was something that Dixon's character Mike had to kind of consider, and also consider his dreams and where they were going to take him, and we never really get to see what happens with that relationship, but friends. Good friends, and then some feelings
But there
involved.
was a romantic subtext.
On Sarah's end.
Yeah.
I love that we didn't know. I just loved that, that you didn't tell us. It kept me involved.
Thank you. Alright, sorry guys. It's 8:10. Okay. Any other questions? Because I think we're nearing our final.
Can you speak to the music?
Can we what?
So speak to the music, the choice of music that was atmospheric throughout.
The choice of music for the music in the studio?
No, the overlay of all the atmospheric music.
Yeah, I think she's talking about the soundtrack.
Oh, the soundtracks.
So who created it, and how did you choose it? It enhances the film, so how did you choose it?
Well, a couple of those songs were songs that I actually liked. Songs that I had in there in my library, and then the one that you keep hearing, the one that you heard when you got here, that was composed by Fever, who's not here right now, and it was motivated by the story as well. I know I keep saying this, but it's very true. And in some ways, it's very instinctive. Fever and I went back and forth trying to figure out like what would work. But again, it was very motivated by the story. And the very last song that you hear at the end, that's actually on Spotify. So if you like it, like I can give you the name afterwards. But yeah, it was all decided by the story and like how it felt for me, how it felt for the story. So yeah.
I think we have one more question.
Cool.
So Dixon, now that you have your hands in both directing and acting, which one do you actually want to do, like pursue further in? Because you directed my music video and you were a wonderful director, and I just seen you doing this, so I feel like it's a hard choice for you to make.
It's a tough question. I guess we'll find out.
Why not both?
So we have a reception outside in a bit. Caroline's gonna tell you guys all about that.
And
There is a reception outside. Thank you guys all so much for coming and coming to support Dixon and his wonderful film.
Yeah, I gotta say thank you all so much. I know I already said it, but thank you all so much. I thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for taking time out of your days to journey here and come watch this film. I appreciate you, and I hope it did anything to you, something. So thank you. Our Peter is gonna be around. I know earlier we asked 2 words to describe the film, but Peter is gonna be around, and anyone, please feel free to actually do it. We're gonna do it again. Just 2 words, no need to explain or go into detail. Just literally 2 words, anything. And Peter's gonna be with you on that. And yeah, Jason, our photographer, thank you guys for being here as well. Thank you to everybody else that actually helped me put this screening together. Ned and Hannah upstairs, the projectionists and the location coordinators. Caroline for emceeing, Emily for helping me with everything. Kiara, Jordan, you guys, and the audience, thank you all so much. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the night.
Anywhere?
Yeah, anywhere here. Let's get it with the background.
Wait, let me think.
Oh, actually, one sec. No, you want. Nice.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, now.
And go ahead.
Challenging and heartwarming.
And action.
Relatable and thrilling.
Say it one more time, a little louder.
Relatable and thrilling.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Whenever you're ready.
Thought-provoking, 2 words, but technically one thing, and then relatable.
Sick. Why don't you just do it one more time?
Thought-provoking and relatable.
Perfect. A little higher, please?
Yeah.
Cool. And whenever you're ready.
My 2 words are creativity and courage. Creativity and courage.
Perfect. And whenever you're ready.
Fucking enormous.
I guess that is 2 words. 2 adjectives though.
Oh, okay. 2 words.
Oh, I guess fucking is an adjective too. But
Okay. Enormously inspirational. Enormous is actually an inside joke between Dixon and I. That's why I'm keep using it. That's why. Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
And
Heartwarming and impactful.
cool. Okay, go ahead.
Thought-provoking.
Sick. Potential for you, if I could get one. 2 words.
I have to start thinking quickly.
See, I thought in advance about this one because I knew it was going to happen, right? I knew these guys were going to hit me.
Introspective and reflective.
Awesome. Captivating and inspirational.